just completed a 28-day hot and holy challenge. And so if you know anything about Awaken Love and our ministry, you know that our desire and our mission is to help couples keep their marriage hot and holy. And the three areas that we focus on are connection, couples being connected, conversation. I know everybody wants to talk about communication, but we want to focus on it in the aspect of having great conversations with one another. And then consummation. Yep, we talking about sex. Those are the three areas that Awaken Love, keeping it hot and holy, that we focus on. Okay, and so we did this 28-day hot and holy challenge. This was the first year that we made that it was done openly. This was the first year that it was done openly, and we got some feedback. Actually, some of the feedback that we received was the same from several different, couple of different couples, and so that tells us that's something that we need to take a look at to try and figure out how God wants us to navigate through it. So I want to know if you are willing to share. Did you even try any of the days in the 28 days hot and holy challenge? Did you even make an attempt or an effort to try to participate? Just want to see how that went. You know, we're not asking you for your details or what happened or anything like that. What did you think about a challenge of that type that is giving some tools and some pointers and some different things to try? How did it help with some connection? You know, because those are the things that the ministry is about, is keeping it hot and holy, but through connection. So some of those days were designed to help you to talk to each other. Some of those days were designed to help you actually make it to the bedroom and get in the bed, okay? And do some things in the bed. Some of those days were more just about connection. And so we hope and we prayed that couples were experiencing some greatness through the hot and holy challenge. I know personally one of my favorite days is the Uno game, is where we play touch Uno, where you learn how, you know, and if you do it right, if you did it right. So, you know, a lot of them did not come with instructions. It just said, hey, play this and do that, but it really didn't come with instructions. And so with that, let me just give you an example. So with that particular challenge, every time whoever lost the hand, they got to tell their spouse where they wanted to be touched. And if you did it right, and if you had fun, and if you opened up your mind to it, then you probably explored some different areas that you didn't even know you liked to be touched or wanted to be touched. We learned a lot about each other with the 28-day hot and holy challenge. Now, we usually do this every year, so each year we're learning more and more about each other. And one of the things that we learned that I'm going to share openly is through just that one is that Dr. Taylor learned that, you know, the right side of my body is more sensitive than the left side of my body. And I learned that the left side of his body is more sensitive than the right side of his body. And so that is very, very helpful when we are trying to go forth and touch each other, okay? Because if I'm going to touch him on the right side, he ain't giving me no responses. If he touched me on the left side, he's not getting any responses. But during Touch Uno, it helped us to figure out, okay, I might want to move on this side a little bit more and move on that, you know. And so that's what that is what it is. And it should have done was, hey cousin, he's the prom king, cousin Johnny's on. Hey cousin, that's our Awaken Love retreat prom king, him and his wife, our cousin Lakeisha. Hey cousin, thanks for joining. We hope to see you in 2025 at the next retreat. So yeah, the hot and holy challenge. So did you guys even try some days? What days did you want to try? What stood out? Did it go against biblical principles? How did you guys feel about the hot and holy challenge? How do you feel about the challenge?
I like the challenge because, well, I love the challenge because it really, as you said, it opens up a lot of avenues that you really normally don't think about. You know, when it always, the question comes up about communication, a question comes up about how do I make my spouse happy, or, you know, whatever the questions are, it always geared around no one is doing anything. It's like information is not just going to come drop down in your head about the person. And, you know, and just because you've been married 5, 10, 20 years doesn't mean, or 20, 30, 40 years, doesn't mean you know everything about them. Because sometimes in marriage, when life takes over, we forget to start learning or continue to learn about our spouse. So I like doing the challenges because it really opens me up to know where she is. Because where I touched her 5 years ago, she don't like that. Or some of the things, her hot spots or whatever has changed, But for me, I think I stayed the same, but I learned I didn't, because some stuff is like, oh, no, that didn't do it for me this time, and I shocked and surprised myself, you know. Um, but it really gives us an opportunity to know more about our spouse, and it's fun.
Fun.
It's different things
It's
because let's be real, because we here and we like to be real. Is that sometimes the marriage can be boring if there is no fun, and sometimes we take advantage of the quantity of our marriage, not so much the quality. We take advantage of the quantity, meaning, well, we've been together 20 years, so she should know this. Or we've been together 25, 30 years, he should know that. No, we change over time. Life happens. There's bills, there's kids, there's work, there's all kind of things. And so everything that we do, it changes. And so we got to add some things that can kind of create. And so we kind of did the work for you. And sometimes we just do the work. We created the test, the homework, and so you guys just do it, and then just have fun with it, and just be open-minded, and not be just so stuck in this, I don't know, and just stuck in this mindset that we've been together for so long, and she should know this and he should know that, and then that's your problem right there.
I think one thing that we can really take from this is some of the feedback that we got is some of the ladies that responded to the surveys responded that they understood, that they learned that they were more open to things than their husbands was open to. And that seems to be a little bit different, because you normally hear that men are the ones that's open and want to try these different things, but it appears that that several of the ladies found that they had to do all of the initiating and all of the attempts, and then they were either rejected or turned down, or their spouse was not as open. And so that's something that we want to take a look at. So thank you for whoever has given their feedback and commented that way, because let me tell you, if you sent that feedback in, you were not alone. We got that for several different times that came in. So we want to know what's up with the men. What's going on, fellas? What is going on with the men that's not open to trying new and different things? What's going on? Talk to us. Let us know.
Before we get to the men, I do want to address. I forgot to address a couple things.
Yep.
I know that sometimes there are issues in the marriage, medical issues. Sometimes you ladies go through certain functions of your body. And so what we do is we try to remove any kind of excuse to connect. That connection doesn't always mean intercourse. Because, there's people who cannot have sex, but yet they have the greatest time in their relationship. They're stimulating each other's mind. They're stimulating each other's world. So it's not just intercourse all the time. And so that's, because, that's great. That's a very important intricate of it. But again, there are people who have medical issues. There are people who have, I see in the comments, menopause, all these different things. Absolutely. However, there are some things that you can do to connect in ways, for that opportunity. Because I know with menopause, your ladies have different, attitudes, and your body's hot, it's cold, it's different things, But first thing I like to say with that is, communicate that to your spouse, communicate that to your husband, that hey, I'm going through something today, and don't make them try to assume your day. Because if like me, like any other man, if you walk around not smiling or whatever, the first thing we ask is what, fellas? Hey, what's wrong? And you say nothing. Okay, what I do? You got an attitude. It could just morph into conversations that don't have to be even talked about. So just say, hey, I'm going through something here. My body is messing up. Whatever it is you want to say that can correlate those different things. And so, but I appreciate my wife. She tells me, hey, today ain't a good day, And so my response to her is, okay, what can I do? How can I help you? And then if she'll normally tell me, well, nothing you can do, then I say, okay, I go back to her love language. Okay, she's love acts of service. and quality time. So what can I do in those things that can kind of supplement from her not fully enjoying what she really wants to enjoy? So I just want to just kind of pause and say that, with that, because I don't want anything that we're dealing with can bring an excuse to where you cannot connect on a level that's stimulating mentally. Physically, okay, but mentally is important, right?
Yeah, there's so many different things that try to block us from connecting.
Yeah.
I think if we remember to try to have fun, we can go a lot further, and to not let life and the happenings of life destroy our connection, because that is what we're allowing. We're allowing distractions and outside things to destroy our connection, even our personal things and our personal desires. I think it's important for us to really learn our spouse, like their personality type. And then once you understand your spouse's personality type, that can really help you with how to conversate with your spouse. Because we're complete opposite. I'm extroverted. He's introverted. He can be he's extroverted when he needs to be extroverted, but I'm more extroverted. And so I had to learn and understand that there's a lot about him that he needs to go back off to himself for some time. And then, he likes things to be done privately. There's so many different dynamics in which we differ. And so having that understanding helps us to relate to one another so that we can continue to have fun. And I think that that's the whole point in Awaken Love and helping couples to keep their marriage hot and holy, is to get back to having fun. To get back to having fun. Stuff comes up. It's not that the love has died, because most couples still love each other. It's just that it's kind of laying dormant somewhere. And so our goal is to help couples to awaken. Hey sis, good evening, Apostle Alicia. Our goal is to help couples to get to the place where they are still having fun. Okay, because once that element of fun is gone, then you stop liking each other. And once you stop liking each other, it's really hard to start back liking each other. Here comes roommates and everything. Okay, here comes roommates, the roommate syndrome, all those different things happen. So us helping couples to keep marriage hot and holy is about us helping you to have fun in your marriage. Do not forget to have fun. Yes, life is serious, but everything is not that doggone serious. Okay, you need to sit down, have some fun, get to know each other. And the other thing is, you really should be taking time to invest in your marriage by doing the Hot and Holy Challenge and all the different other things that Awaken Love brings to the forefront when it comes to marriage. These are investments in the marriage. These are ways to invest in each other, to invest in your relationship. All right, and that is very important, since so many people are going to refuse to go get a mentor or refuse to get some counseling. Then you can subtly invest into your marriage by pouring into your spouse. And here we are doing challenges, and all you got to do is do what's given to you. Like Dr. Taylor said, we did all the work for you. We just putting it out there, and you're the one who has to do it. And I do want to encourage, if you find that you are the one that's doing all of the work, if you find that you're the one doing all of the initiating and they're not open to this, that, and the other, you have to find ways to have those conversations. There are ways to have those conversations to find out why, if, where, when, but there are ways to have those conversations. So I don't want us to let age or any of the things that Dr. Taylor, that Bishop mentioned, to stop us from really getting to know, because there could be some underlying reasons to why that person is not as open. Do you ever think that maybe they have body image issues, struggling with the way that their body is, or having issues that they haven't even opened up about, that they're struggling with some health challenges or some health complications? There's just so many different dynamics to why people shy away from doing certain things. And so we don't want to just go off and prejudge them and say, you know what, no, we're not doing this ever again. I think we should say, you know what, let's find out. Let us find out. Let's talk. Okay, let us talk and have some fun. All right, and I can't stress having fun enough. And a lot of people associate having fun with, I got to go out and spend some money. None of the day. Well, if you didn't have no Uno cards at home, if you don't have no board games at home, then yes, you may have had to spend some money. But none of the things that we brought up for the challenge said that you needed to go buy some. Nope, that's not true. One day it said shop for a couple sex toy together. So one day it said to shop for a sex toy. But outside of that, nothing involved leaving the house or spending any extra money. And so the goal is for us to come back together as couples, as husband and wife at home. It's easy to go out and spend some money if you got some money. It's easy to, when you out there, to put on a smile so somebody can think that y'all having a good time. And then when you get back in the car, you're at each other's throats saying you're mad because now you done spent some money that you really didn't have. You know, so we want you guys to connect and get together in the comforts of your home. In the comforts of your home. And this is why a lot of the things that we do them virtually, because we want couples to come together at home. We want couples to enjoy each other in the comforts of home, because we need to cut out a lot of the outside distractions. If we can cut out the outside distractions, then we have a greater chance on connecting genuinely.
Yeah. All right. Now we had talked about for the men that's on that. Do you guys have anything about the challenges that you thought was worthwhile, or something that you didn't want to do, you want to talk about, and those different things? Men are here to kind of share some light.
Let's see, we've got Torrance.
Okay.
I gotta get down there. My computer's frozen.
Yeah,
I can't see what he said.
All right. Well, it said everything starts at home. Absolutely.
And we need to keep it at home.
And keep it at home.
We need to keep it at home. We need to start it at home and keep it at home. We get too caught up with trying to do things outside the home. We need to let's go back home. Let's go home.
And here's the thing: it's just not being afraid to just open up. You know, again, you can't read each other's mind. I think that's one of the worst ingredients for sabotage, when the other person expects you to read their mind. You know, sometimes you just gotta just say something. You gotta talk. You can't just just assume all the time. But I just feel like that if you are able to connect with your spouse on a level outside of what you think it should be, and actually deal with what's going on. You know, because being superficial in a marriage is not good. It can cause so much, it's just strife. It can cause a lot of assumptions. It can cause things that's really not there. And then you'll ask yourself 5 minutes after an argument, what was we arguing about? You probably can't even remember. You know, and so those things that really matters within the marriage that can cause so much, I guess, separation, you know, within the context of marriage. But when we are connecting, y'all, with our spouse, I'm talking to the men. Men have to get out of our comfort zone, because something that may have worked when you was running around in the streets may not work now. Or it may not have worked 5 years or 10 years ago. And not to be afraid or ashamed to learn something new. That doesn't make you weak. That doesn't make you soft. That doesn't make you less of a man. What that's doing is it's making you educated. It's removing you from the institutionalized mindset of what a man's supposed to do in the marriage. What you're doing is growing from a position of understanding your spouse. And then that can move into what we like to call the like versus love kind of thing. You know, you love your wife, or do you like your wife? You know, because when you do the little sweet nothing things, that's out of the boat of love, of like. Now, love comes with protection and providing and all those different things, but like is the little small innuendos kind of things where you just kind of, you know, just looking at her as she passed by, you know, just she's smelling good, or something that you just noticed that you wouldn't normally notice. That comes out of the space of like. And so what our challenges does, and also our whole entire ministry, is to get you to a place where you can reconnect again and move forward. Everybody in that marriage know what kind of problems they have. Who wants to sit around and talk about the problems and point fingers, you did this, I did that, or vice versa all the time? You know, that gets old, that gets very, very hurtful, because if you're mad enough, you guys begin to compete within your argument. You know, you got to say something worse than what was said, or remind, well, you did this 5 years ago or 6 years ago. Well, you did this. I remember you said that. Then there's no solutions. I was talking to my wife I think it was yesterday, the day before, I said when people are giving advice about marriage, they always give advice out of their hurt, not their victory.
Mm-hmm.
And the way you give marriage advice or any kind of advice, it has to come out of your victory. Because if you haven't conquered that thing, then you shouldn't be talking about it. You should just keep quiet until what you're doing in your life is you got some victorious moments. Now I know you can't be perfect in your marriage, but you can have some perfect moments. And those perfect moments, it creates the victory, and then you speak on those things. But if you are still struggling, if you are not in a place where it's happy, and then the advice you get should be at a minimum. Mm-hmm. And so people give advice out of pain, not victory. And so how you be victorious is you just look and see what you got. Because it's easier to get in somebody else's home with advice. It's easier to get in somebody else's situation with advice and all of that. But we got to be victorious in our home. And then you'll see a lot of things change. And then the words you speak, it won't be emotion. It'll be in a place of passion. It'll be a place of, you know, I had trouble with my wife, and we went through this, but this is what we did. Mm-hmm. This is how we overcome. Mm-hmm. You know, and so those are the things I like to kind of pause to say with that. And so because we love marriage, we care about marriage, we want you guys' marriage to be the best it can be. I don't care what level you at. I don't care some of the things that he did or she said or he said. It does not matter. You can come from above everything and all things that you guys have went through. And that is the purpose. I think we so stuck on how I feel. Because I always say feelings are neither right or wrong. They're your feelings. Nobody can tell you how to feel. But however, if you give your feelings and you give your emotions the keys to your car, you know, then sometimes your emotions can sabotage you and run into a wall. And so we got to intellectually think through things and recognize where I am in this situation, where I am in this marriage. Do I want this marriage? Do I want this marriage to excel? And so three things have to happen in a marriage. Number one, there has to be some truth. Then there has to be some humility. And then there has to be some work. Those are three things that has to be in that particular order. Because you cannot work without truth. You cannot be humble without working. And so, you know, and all things sum up to just knowing where you are in your marriage. You know, and there are some things that we had to figure out. I personally had to figure out. I had to humble myself. I had to get rid of egos, get rid of pride, get rid of all these different things. It's like, you know what? Don't nobody else is around this lady 24/7 like I am. So why don't I make my house a place of peace while I'm here? Because I don't want to be the kind of person where I sit in the driveway and put my hand in my head because, you know, give myself a pep talk before I go in the house, you know. And that's, you know, let me go and fix that situation.
Man.
let me go and fix that situation so I can have me some peace. And then I pray for her. I'm asking God to help her. I'm asking God to help me and all these different things so that I can now see what kind of wife that God did give me. Because remember what the scripture tells us, right? Because I'm a scripture man. You know, I always say it's that those who find a wife obtains favor from the Lord. And so I don't know about y'all, but I like favor. You know, I like doing things I don't have to work for, and yet I still benefit from it. And so if I just play my role in this marriage, you know, and then favor will rest upon my life in certain areas where I lack. And so I like favor hit the lack part of my life.
Amen. That's good. I love that. That's real good. I love that. One of the things that I appreciate the most about my husband is he did not shy away from us getting help. He never shied away from us getting help or investing in our marriage. And I remember that in the very beginning of our marriage, we got married in July. We had to go get some help in November. We had to go get some help. We got married in July. We had to go get some help in November because the holidays was coming up and we couldn't figure out how to navigate through the holidays as a newly married couple. And then we got some help. And once I brought it up to him and asked, can we talk to somebody? And he didn't hesitate with a yes. He said yes. And we were just going to go talk to our pastors at the time. And he just said yes. And so, and anytime something has come up, but something that I did learn, ladies, that I want to make sure to share is I did not come to my husband saying, you need to get some counseling. You need to get some help. Okay. I was not throwing fingers or pointing fingers at him. I learned to ask him, hey, is there anybody that you trust that you can talk to, that you would want to talk to? Because when we come off with the you need to get some counseling, when you go, then it comes off as though they're the problem and that we're not the problem. It comes off as an attack versus as love and care. And so each time when I say, hey, is there somebody you can talk to, you think you can talk to, and you can trust, he's like, yeah, I can trust this person, I can talk, so we just kind of walk through it. So I'm very, very thankful that my husband does not shy away from getting some help. And it doesn't mean that he's running to it. So, we're different. I'm running to some help. Something go wrong, I need to call somebody. It takes him a minute to go get some help, but he does.
I'm assessing the situation.
But he does do it. And I love that, I can count on the fact that my husband has a heart towards God. That's one of the things that has been my constant. And it is, I trust that he's going to talk to God, and whatever it is that God is going to say to him, he is going to honor God. And so that's one of the things that I was able to stand on. And that's my prayer for all the women, for all the wives, is that, that your husbands have a heart towards God. And that you can stand on, he'll hear God. He'll hear God. And ladies, if not, we can fast and we can pray, okay? Because some things only come through praying and fasting. So there is nothing wrong with adding some prayer and some fasting to what you are dealing with and going through in your marriage. All right? Look, we're not going to be on here with you guys all night. I did want to let you know that the Hot and Holy Challenge was just one of the different things that we have as a part of Awaken Love, our marriage ministry. There's so many different elements to Awaken Love, and we want to encourage you to connect with us for your marriage, those who are already currently married, those who are engaged and waiting for your next. I think I saw that in one of somebody's comments. I took some notes so that I can be prepared for my next. And that's really, really wise. I think that's very, very smart and very, very wise. We want to encourage you to connect with us. We're having virtual date nights, and the reason we have virtual date nights is because our virtual date nights are geared towards helping couples connect, conversate, and consummate. And so we want you to do that while you're at home. We want to help walk you through that while you're at home, so that when things start getting heated up, as they typically do in our virtual date nights, you can just log off and just go on and do whatever it is you're feeling led to do right there in the comfort of your home. You don't have to worry about driving to a destination or dealing with traffic, because how many of y'all know that once you feeling like you in the mood when you out and about on your date, so a conversation happens, something's triggered, by the time you get home, the mood is killed. So the reason that we do virtual date nights is to make sure that the mood doesn't die as fast as it possibly could, to get you to a place where you can move. All right. And the other thing that we want to announce right now is that you may as well go ahead and save the date. We are preparing for our very next Hot and Holy Marriage Getaway Gathering Retreat. If you have been to one in the past, we have an amazing time, but we're gearing up for another one. So we want you to stay tuned with us. Connect with us on our website. Connect with us in our Facebook groups, on TikTok. Connect with us so that you can know the different things that are happening through Team Taylor Ministries, Awaken Love, as we are helping you to keep your marriage hot and holy.
All right. So at this time, do anybody out there, do they have any specific questions that they would like answered, or they was thinking about, or so we want to leave some time for you guys to get some specific questions answered that'll help. I don't care what it is. We all safe here. So are there any questions? Do you have any questions, huh?
No, I don't have any questions I can ask openly.
Okay.
My questions are private questions, okay? I don't have any questions.
No, don't do that, because we don't want everybody's question to be private.
My question is for your ears only.
Because we want some, okay, I know what kind of questions you want. They always yes anyway.
Yes, do y'all know he never tells me no? So it don't matter what questions I have.
So them ain't the kind of questions.
Oh, okay. Then no,
them ain't the kind of questions.
So then, if there aren't, look, we're going to be doing this every month, okay? We want you guys to tune in with us every single month, as we just wanted to come in and do a follow-up today on the Hot and Holy Challenge, but next time when we get together, we're going to be taking it a little bit deeper about keeping your marriage hot and holy, okay? We believe in sharing part of what we've gone through to help others and to give you some encouragement, to help equip you. Listen, we also mentor couples. That's something I needed to say. We also mentor couples. And so if you want some mentorship in the area of marriage, please feel free to connect with us. We're really here to help you, and you can get mentorship together as a couple, or husband, you can get mentorship with Dr. Taylor, and wife, you can get mentorship with me. We are here to serve you in all things marriage, okay? Let me see. I don't think I've seen any. Oh, wait, there's one new comment that I can't get to. Oh, so there's not any questions.
No questions?
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right. So we're going to try to see we try to do it once a month, I guess. And we're still thinking about it, we do it. It depends on you guys' feedback. If nobody has anything, then, we don't want to sit on here and be looking at each other and and there's nothing, because I don't believe in wasting time, because that's one thing that we can't control. We could just manage it at the most. So I want to manage our time wisely when it goes forth. But we will come on with some different topics specifically, because one thing we don't like to do, is we love to teach, but there's a time and place that we need to really get into some of the fine line of just relationships, especially when it comes to the church world or in the world itself.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's just so private, and then we walk around with a mask on our face, and then we're sad and frowning and looking at everybody else's relationship, thinking theirs is great, but theirs probably just as messed up as yours. Because it's just such a facade out there. And this world has taken marriage from God and put it in its own little box. And now they got a lot of stipulations on it, a lot of additions to it that is not really godly. It's just, it's just been taken out of its foundational form. And so I'm always trying to talk to men about just being vulnerable, being opened up, and knowing that, you're not soft, you're not weak. It's just, there are some things you have. Men are very, very simple, but sometimes when that simplicity can be overridden by our pride and egos.
I don't know. Some of y'all are very complicated.
No, we're not complicated. That's because we've been around y'all for so long.
Oh, Lord, here we go. We're going to do the blame. Here we go, y'all. Here we go.
And so we're not complicated. We're very simple. We become complicated because we're trying to figure y'all out, right? No, but marriage could be fun. It can really be fun, be forthright, and it's also it can, especially when you got kids involved.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta see unity in the house. They gotta see marriage, because if you got sons or daughters, what they see you guys do is how they're going to picture what they're supposed to do when they get older.
Mm-hmm.
And so is that little boy seeing the dad, treat his mom wrong, disrespecting her, or is the little girl seeing her mom yelling and screaming and always emotional. These things they're going to pick up, and then it's going to go through their minds and what they're supposed to do, and then it's just never going to stop. So until we just do things for them, not so much for us.
That's true.
And then we can kind of, manage our marriage, I guess. But that's all for us. I don't know if you guys need anything, you can always email us. What email address is good for us?
TeamTaylorMinistries@gmail.com.
Yep. And also you can go to their website, TeamTaylorMinistries.com, and it has all our things that we're doing, all help services, whatever that you need, because we're all about marriage. We mean keeping how the holy. That means that we are getting. I'm sitting over here twiddling because I want to get more deeper into these things, but we will over time, because sometimes people don't really know what to expect. When it comes to when you see hot and holy, when you see somebody talking about sex that's in the church. Because for whatever reason it has become taboo, but everybody doing it, want to do it, but it's so secretive. and it's the secret things that really gets ashamed openly. All right, so if you guys need us, you can do those things. We don't give out any numbers, just emails and those different things. And so we appreciate you guys joining us. We love you guys. Thank you for those who are putting things in the chats and let some of the things we have said kind of marinate and go hug on your spouse. Go kiss your spouse. If they ain't talking to you right now, write a letter. You can always do something. Not just fold your arms and go sit on the couch somewhere. All right? All right, you guys. You guys have a great Sunday and have a great week.
And make sure that you keep it hot and holy. All right?
Right. That's it.
Keep it hot and holy. Bye, guys. Thank you.